Welcome to episode 7 of season 2 in the Saving Southampton save. We are looking for a new signing. We're going to be heading up to the January transfer window today, and I have one area of not necessarily concern, but one area I would like to improve in the upcoming January transfer window. We are trying to do things the Southampton way, which is why the bulk of the squad is going to stay the same and have the chance to grow as a group and mould itself together. However, I would like a new cam, please. Preferably someone that is 79 minimum up to 82, or maybe a marquee 83 rated player. It might be a bit of a push to go quite that high, but certainly I would like someone that comes in that is of the quality of Salisu, Brown, Ward-Prowse and Sulemana. That's what I would like. So please, in the comment section, I need your feedback now, if you don't mind. I'd like to sign someone for that position. It would mean that Aribo would then drop to the bench, where currently Stuart Armstrong presides, because he is leaving us at the end of the season as his contract expires, and I'm making that change now rather than waiting till the end of the season, because I feel like we can, with the right acquisition in that position, challenge for a European spot either via a league finish or via an FA Cup run. Now currently we are 8 points behind Spurs in that 7th position. However, our first opponent's Nottingham Forest in 6th. You would expect to trail off towards the end of the season, and we could kick-start that downward fall if we can beat them in the first game today away from home at the City Ground. I would love to finish in 7th this year in the Premier League. That is the aim right now. It's ambitious, I know, considering we've lost more games than we have done anything else in the season so far, but we are slowly building up a head of steam. And a little bit of a stumble at the end of yesterday's episode, but I'm hoping with the right assignment in that cam role, we can take this squad to the next level. That next level being top half, creeping into the European positions, and FA Cup challenging as well. Today, we will face Nottingham Forest away from home, Crystal Palace away from home, and Chelsea at St Mary's, trying to get payback for the 2 defeats we got at the end of yesterday's episode. Fingers crossed by the end of the video, I'll have your feedback in the comment section with regards who to look for. I'll already be scouting some options that Twitch chat have given me live here whilst we're recording it, and hopefully we'll have a name on that shortlist that will take us up a notch. But if we can kickstart Forest's crumble, then let's try and knock their foundations out at the City Ground. Drop the video a like, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more videos. And let's start with 3 points if we can. Nottingham Forest line up with Kamil Grabara in goal. Nico Williams moves to Diakate. Felipe, Danilo in midfield. Freuler and Mangala there alongside him. Morgan Gibbs-White at cam behind Mitrovic and Awaniyi. And at left back was Richards. Omar Richards. Couldn't quite see it quickly enough before it disappeared off my screen at the home of our most recent red and white kit team that we managed. I'm hoping that we can come away with all 3 in green is the plan. Now, they are playing a very narrow formation, Nottingham Forest. So I'm imagining quite a bit of central pressure over the course of this game. However, we can stretch them with the pace we have in Sulemana and Alcaraz. Then we have a significant chance of grabbing 3 points this afternoon. And, well, Senor Sulemana has given us a great start. We couldn't have asked for more in the opening 5, head in hands in the stands at the City Ground. But when Sulemana fully opens the taps, you don't catch him. They are good on the counter-attack, Nottingham Forest here. But we're dealing with it well enough so far. They've just started to press there. I've not noticed that they've done that prior to that moment in the game. Che in behind. Surely this has to be 2. They've pressed. It's not going to work. 2-0 to the Saints. 3-0 to the Saints. We're flying away from home at the City Ground. This may well be the start of the crumble for Nottingham Forest. Mitrovic in nicely to Fulkrug. Back to Mangala. Close him down, I can't. Danilo blocked. Danilo again. And to Fulkrug. And Mitrovic on his left. Bazunu leaping away. Can we get to that first? Ensuring that he gets it safe like that is actually massive from Bazunu, because not only does it ensure that they don't score on that chance, it means they don't have a secondary effort from a set piece. And if anything, it ensures that we can perhaps catch them on the counter and go at the other end, which is what we're looking to do now, and it's what we may well do immediately. Oh, Che hits the inside of the post. Could we have come any closer? I certainly don't think so. Nearly 2-1, nearly 3-0, and the game's still very much open. A bit over the top, but we'll take it. Work that inside. Oh, and then again, and Aribo. He couldn't miss from there. Might be the last goal he scores for Southampton whilst being a starter. He's obviously not going to get dropped from the team entirely. I'm not going to sell him or anything. He's still going to be a very important squad player for us, Joe Aribo. But I would like to accelerate the growth in that area. Most parts of the squad, we're happy with the current 11, or current rest of the 11, to get their growth from their first team performances. But at the minute, I would like to accelerate the growth in that area just a little bit if we can. Joe Aribo at 27, I don't imagine is going to grow that much more anyway. Whereas if we can find the right younger player to come in that's already of decent quality and has potential, then it could really take that area of the field into the next level. Sometimes all you need is a little bit of pace, says Joe Teller. Joe Teller? Joe Teller. Kamaldeen Sulemana with the fourth, catching Forest on their heels as they go to sleep again. Those foundations aren't only crumbling, they've completely fallen out from underneath them. Thank you, Nathan Teller. It's a win that we don't necessarily deserve by such a scoreline as we say, but definitely earned these 3 points. And I think, as we say, with the right addition in that cam roll, we could even go to the next level and maybe start doing this to sides that are a little bit better than this Nottingham Forest one. I would love to show this sort of result against the Tottenham every now and again, or a Liverpool or a Manchester City. Obviously Liverpool is a bit tough because sometimes they're awkward to play against with their in-game tactics, as we've seen. But I had 6 shots, they had 6 shots, they didn't score at all, and we got 4. That's just how it goes sometimes. We've had games like that against us. Now thankfully one has gone for us. Who wants a chat? Aribo did, and apparently advancing 3 days means I now can't talk to him. Okay, well, we are into the top half at the halfway stage of the season. 19 games played, 10th is the spot. Only 6 points now behind 7th place Nottingham Forest. That is absolutely achievable in the second half of the season. Right. It might even be achievable in the second half of the episode if results go our way. Crystal Palace with Vicente Waita in goal, Mattia De Sciglio, Joachim Andersen, Mark Gay and Tyrek Mitchell, Chet Takuri and Jairo Riedewald with Jeffrey Schlupp, Fujimoto and Thales Magno on the left, with Jean-Philippe Mateta up top. Elise suspended, Odsonne Edouard injured. So 2 of their starting 11 not able to play here for Crystal Palace. Yesterday I mistakenly mistook Fujimoto for Kyogo Furuhashi. Apologies for that. But today we know exactly which Japanese international he is, and hopefully this time around he won't score against us. Try and get victory against Crystal Palace here away from home. It was a bit of a late challenge, but we were able to get away with it. Away from it even, and he'll not get away with it, I don't think, because he'll get hopefully a yellow card here, which indeed he will. Mattia De Sciglio, early yellow for him, early chance for us, but not a very good one. Yeah, Love is shaken off the knock, so he's okay now. He can continue on in the second half. He'll continue on in the first half here by laying that out to Sulemana, and it might momentarily there have opened up for Che Adams if I had seen the angle for the shot a little bit sooner. Aribo out to Sulemana. James Ward-Prowse out of his feet and on target at least, but not really causing Waita any problems. James Ward-Prowse obviously going to be staying at the club in this save because we're being relatively successful with Southampton, but in real life, should they get relegated, it's highly anticipated that James Ward-Prowse will leave Southampton if they do go down to the Championship and he does leave, where do you think he'll end up? YouTube comment section. I think he could probably do a job in a Manchester United midfield or a Liverpool midfield if they play 3. Perhaps he's of a similar vein to Christian Eriksen for Manchester United. Could be used in that sort of role, which just would be an improvement on what Liverpool have got in their current midfield 3. Certainly better than Curtis Jones, in my opinion, James Ward-Prowse. Or he'd be one of the first names on the team sheet in midfield for like an Aston Villa or a West Ham or something like that. But certainly looks like he's on his way out of Southampton in real life. I don't think they're going to be staying up. However, he will be first name on the team sheet and captain every match for me. I don't think we're going to go down now. And hopefully we can have him lifting trophies by the end of this save. Perrault. Oh, I tried to turn him with Alcaraz there. Didn't quite work for me. And now here come Crystal Palace on the attack. Deschilio still on that yellow card, of course. Trying to tempt him into making another rash challenge, but he hasn't made one yet. Doucouré's cut that out very nicely, actually. And then Salisu's done exactly the same. And then they've done it again in the midfield. And I got stuck. Roman Brown got stuck on Jeffrey Schlupp, I think it was, in the midfield there. But Fujimoto offside as the ball fell to him. And despite having it in the back of the net here, Crystal Palace, they won't have a goal. There's Aribo on his left. He's done this before. He's not doing it again, though. Lack of quality in front of goal for both teams in the first hour of this game. Roman Brown, however, would like to try his best in helping us do so. Sulemana looking for Hickey through the gap. And Aribo, and quickly looking for Che Adams, who's given us the 1-0 lead. Mistake from the keeper, perhaps at his near post, allowing that to go in. But Che slammed it home. The man whose number reads 1-0 makes the scoreline read the same. Shot power just too much for Tinte Waita. The first moment of quality in front of goal. And it's gone in. Brandon Williams into Sulemana and Joel Linton. More substitutions made by Southampton here to effectively hold on to the lead we've got rather than actually go out of my way to look for a second. That said, if there is the opportunity for a second in the final couple of minutes, we will try and take it. But at the most, oh, it's poor from Sulemana. Hold on to what we've got. I tried to force that. Am I going to pay the mistake for not showing good game management and just seeing the game out? Schlupp has runners. Will he use any of them, though? Taking his sweet time here. And gives it away in the end. He's done all of the time wasting for me there, Jeffrey Schlupp. Thank you, mate. We'll take 3 points on your home soil. Nathan Teller off the bench to just waste those final few seconds. And the referee should, but hasn't yet, blow his final whistle. We take the points at Selhurst Park. A really tough game of football that we had to work particularly hard for. Deschilio's early yellow card there. Only 6 attempts on goal in the whole game. And we squeezed one of them in between keeper and post. We stayed 10th in the league. It's so tight, though, as we're closing in on those above. Look, we're only 3 points off Aston Villa in 8th, and now only 4 points behind Manchester City in 7th. City having a remarkably poor season so far. And if we can get something against Chelsea on the day before New Year's Eve, then maybe we might be able to sneak a little bit closer to that spot. But I have a funny feeling, just as we did yesterday, we might lose this one. Chelsea, Edouard Mendy in goal for them. Reece James, Koulibaly, Thiago Silva and Ben Chilwell. Enzo Fernandez and N'Golo Kante again as the pivot with Ziyech, Havertz and Pulisic. Sat behind Romelu Lukaku. Slightly stronger defence for Chelsea this time around, but certainly just as strong, really, as they were yesterday. All told, they were able to beat us by 2-0 at Stamford Bridge, which is significantly less than the 9-0 we lost by last year. I can't remember what the scoreline was back at St Mary's last season. I think we also lost. It might have been just by a single goal, actually. So we'll try and have another good home result against them, or at least performance and hopefully a result against them. But Chelsea are a very good side, obviously, and with Reece James in from the start on the right-hand side and Koulibaly brought into their starting lineup at centre-back. Kai Havertz stealing it off me like that as well. I think we might be in for another defeat. 1-0 Chelsea, Lukaku tucks it home. Well, the crowd certainly don't care about going 1-0 down. They are in full song this afternoon. Come on, you Reds, they sing. I would be curious to know, actually, in real life, what the support at St Mary's has been like this season. Obviously, the performance of the team struggling. Are they fully behind the side still? Are there boos whenever they pick up a defeat? I'm not sure. Things at Cambridge have been pretty damn tough all season. But the fan base in general at the games... See, social media is a different story. But the fans in general at games have been pretty well 100% supportive of the team, given obviously injury issues that Cambridge have had throughout the course of the season and some frustrating officiating, to say the least. A couple of apology letters this year for Cambridge United, where we would have certainly taken more points than we're currently on if it weren't for said apology letters. Oh, and Kai Havertz certainly would have gotten another assist if he'd have laid that to Lukaku. Tried to go solo this time and will absolutely regret it. That was an awful effort in that cam roll to drop back and get involved in the defence. Ziyech with a nice little ball roll. Did the keeper get a touch on that? He didn't. Kai Havertz, again, with an opportunity to help extend Chelsea's lead. Driven in there to Sulemana. Beating his man. And there's space to get into. Here the Chelsea defenders are falling over themselves back there. Che Adams is with me, if I can find him, which we have done. Just didn't quite get it under his spell quickly enough to pull the trigger before the rest of the defence closed him down. But seeing us cut them apart just that one time gives me faith that if we can stay defensively solid, we might be able to do it at least once more before the end of the game and try and get ourselves a draw. But they are cutting us apart offensively at will, going the other way, and they do now have that second goal. Romelu at it again. Che drifting wide to get involved. Can we find a Rebo with a little dink? We might do, you know, we have done. Side netting only for Joe Aribo. Good chance for us to find one back. It's typical that just as I was talking about maybe finding an equaliser at 1-1, then in that same highlight they go and take a second goal advantage, but there's the opportunity to score against Chelsea here. There was at Stamford Bridge as well, but they got themselves a good victory there, and they might be about to get an even better one here. It's happened again. Just as I'm trying to score at the other end, I concede at this. Chelsea clinical here at St Mary's. Bollocks. Lukaku, Kai. Lovely little flick. Oh, Enzo's done me there. Just by not doing anything, he did something. Aribo will spread it right. Can we score 3 against Chelsea? I don't think so. Sulemana, however, loves running around the outside of a defence so far this season. And with Che in the middle. Oh, and arriving Carlos Alcaraz, as he did against Manchester City. Koulibaly is in the way. Ward-Prowse will deliver this. The keeper's not come for it because he's been bent away from him. A lovely outswinger, but Roman Brown can't find the target. 3-0 down at half-time, and I have a funny feeling it might be that or more come the final whistle. We'll go back to Aribo, and then maybe through there to Alcaraz, who could spin Reece James, which he's done brilliantly, and pull us one back. Wasn't even that close to the corner, but Carlos Alcaraz has got us back in the game at 3-1. I don't think we'll be scoring 3 in this half, but it's a great way to start. Good movement from him. Darted inside, so James went with him and then turned the other way and went back the way he came, and it worked. And Perrault. Are you onside there, Carlos? He was, you know. Play continues. Well, Prowse to Che Adams. Now, Sulemana is out wide here. And Aribo could drift into the middle again. He came close with his head earlier on. And Koulibaly beats him in the air this time. Otherwise, Joe Aribo might find himself having another headed effort. Bit of space for Ward-Prowse here. If I can get this around the corner looking for Che, we might have been in for 2. I tell you what, we've battled hard in this second half, but still, Chelsea's defence look like they're solid enough to keep us out. And Joelinton, Che Adams there. with a view to going out wide to Teller, which we've done very well, and then using his pace. But unfortunately, Che Adams now out of position. Here he is. Oh, it's a big save by Mendy. Adams buries that. Chelsea got a nervy last 10 minutes. Brilliant reactions from the man between the sticks. But that could and has fallen to Salisu. And just as Thiago Silva in the last game against Chelsea saw it fall to him in similar fashion and he tucked it away, we haven't been able to do the same here. Very nearly 3-2 twice, but still no goal back again. Hickey will deliver this, looking for Che Adams, who's flattened by Thiago Silva. And if it weren't Lukaku underneath that, then James Ward-Prowse mightn't have gotten to it. He's gotten to that, and Teller! No. Final whistle sounds at St Mary's with chances late on to at least score one more. We might feel, again, disappointed to lose by 2 goals to Chelsea, but after their first half performance, they just put themselves too far ahead of us to be able to be caught. Again, just as many, if not in fact on this occasion, one more chance than Chelsea in the game. They tucked theirs away. We did not as we push into the month of January. Lots of scout reports on the horizon with regards to some wide players I am looking at. Sorry, some... What? Some cams I'm looking at. AC Milan have offered me the job. That's the first job offer I've had, I think, in all of FIFA 23. In the Glory Hunter, where the aim was to move from club to club to club, I would have loved to have a job offer like that throughout the course of a season for you guys to vote on. In this save, obviously, we're not looking to do that, unfortunately, so we will be staying at Southampton. I apologise, we're not headed to the San Siro. Lots of players leaving. In fact, it's not the scout reports I thought I was going to get that are coming back there. I perhaps won't advance too much further, actually, because I want to ensure that you guys have the opportunity, to have your say on everything. Diallo has so many people interested in big clubs as well. I want to keep you guys in the loop. So, cams I have on my shortlist then. We have... Let's see, Balogun, is that a permanent? Oh, it's gone to St Etienne. Cams I have on my shortlist. James Maddison. We also have Joe Willock. Eberechi Eze. Adam Hlojek. Kamada, who may well be going to Dortmund, so that's probably a no-go anyway. He might be a little bit too good for us. Similarly, James Maddison, perhaps. And I've scouts out looking at a number more. A considerable number more. But if you have any suggestions for that cam spot that I'm looking to fill, then please do let me know in the comments section, along with all of the other things we've mentioned today. 4 points now of 8th, and unfortunately the gap has opened to 7 to Manchester City with our defeat to Chelsea there. But we absolutely are in the fight for a European spot this season, and with Wickham to come in the first game of the FA Cup this season, then we have ourselves the possibility to qualify for Europe via the cup competition if we can't do it through the league. I would like to do it through the league though if we can, and with your help to sign a new cam to start ahead of Joe Aribo, maybe we might just find our way up the table. That's all for this one. Thank you very much for watching as ever, of course. Drop the video a like, subscribe and hit that notification bell, and I'll see you tomorrow.